To begin this look, I'm going to use a dark lipstick and a sheet of paper towel. This is what I'm going to use to create the bite mark. Place the lipstick on your teeth and then bite down on the paper towel. This is going to create an accurate stencil for you. You do have the option to do this by freehand, but I found that creating a stencil or a guide is a lot easier. Now you can wipe off the excess lipstick on your teeth. Cut the bite mark stencil into 2 separate pieces. I cut the stencil out entirely first, and then using my scissors, I cut it in half. Next, I'm going to poke holes through the teeth marks. You can do this using a knife, scissors, or any tool that you find that works for you. Once the stencil is marked, cut, and ready, I'm going to use liquid latex as my adhesive. I apply the liquid latex directly on my skin, and then apply my paper towel right over top. Please be sure to only glue down the edges of the paper towel. You don't want to touch any of the holes with latex. You can see here how it still has a little bit of a bubble or a flap to it. That's going to give it movement, so when you move your neck, it'll move with your skin. Applying the piece entirely flat will give it less movement. Allowing it to have flexibility and movement will make it look more realistic. You may want to make the bite marks a little bit bigger, so you can use tweezers to rip the paper towel more if you need to. Now I'm applying liquid latex on top of the paper towel, still focusing on the edges. Also, a quick side note, if you do have questions about any of the brands or products I'm using, make sure you read the description box. I'm going to list everything there. But again, using that liquid latex, you should have all the edges glued down onto your skin. I'm going to move on to the next step of my face while the latex dries. I'm going to apply a pale concealer or foundation on my face, chest, and neck. I'm using a pale shade to imply sickness, illness, or disease, such as the zombie infection we have going on. This is a cream concealer, so I'm just going to set it lightly with a pressed powder as well. Now using a very dark cream concealer, I'm going to use this to create a heavy contour. This intense contour is going to create the illusion of a sunken-in structure. This also goes with the whole sickness or illness idea. You can use this on the jawline, temple, cheekbones, and collarbones. Then just blend it out using a brush or a beauty blender. My skin is washed out, so I'm going to also wash out the pigment in my lips using a pale lipstick. You can also use a concealer for this. To create under eye circles or a sunken, tired eye look, I'm going to use a mix between purple and brown eyeshadows right underneath my eye. Now we're going to build our wound. So using a cream concealer, I'm going to apply this right over top the paper towel to give the illusion of the fake flesh. Next, you can create a dark blood base using a red cream paint or makeup inside of the holes. Then apply scab blood over top this. It's going to create dimension and texture to the wound. A helpful tip, you can spray a hairspray over top our fake wound. This is going to help harden and hold the ripped edges of the fake flesh that we're creating. You can manipulate and move the wound in the direction or the size that you want. It'll help keep the flesh in more of a ripped position, and it'll keep those little hanging pieces in place. That way they don't go flat on you. Moving on to the wound and infection coloring, I'm going to use cream paints. This is really gross, but I actually Googled different type of wounds and infections to see the coloring. If you want to do that, you can, but if you have a weak stomach, you've been warned. You probably won't want to do that. Just get creative and use your imagination. I'm using a mixture of yellow, purple, green, and red paint. It's up to you how intense or how dark you want to make the coloring of this infection. This part requires a lot of blending and a lot of layering, so take your time with it. The best part about it is it's messy. There really is no right or wrong way to create this. In fact, the uglier it is, the more realistic it's gonna look. I wanted it to look like the infection spread to my blood and my veins, so I'm going to create a visual vein by using a mixture of green and black paint. I sort of spread this all over. I'm mainly focusing around the wound, but you can also apply it around the eye area, your arms, wherever you want to put it. For any areas you want it to look like the infection has spread, you just follow the same layering technique using the paints. You can add more blood to the face or the body if you'd like, and you can also add colored contacts. This tutorial and these techniques can be used for multiple looks, such as a vampire, zombie, some sort of trauma from another illness or wound, or even a bug or animal bite. Your hairstyle and outfit obviously is up to you. I just did very big, messy hair. Zombies probably don't care really how their hair looks. And now this look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any other questions, be sure to read the description box or comment below. If you are a fan of my Halloween, theatrical, or special effects type videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I'd also love for you guys to always comment with any requests that you have. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.